Today we're playing more Mega Evolution decks, Mega Absol EX versus Mega Kangaskhan EX. For this first game, Absol is paired with Marnie's Grimmsnarl and Monkey Dory, while Kangaskhan teams up with Roaring Moon EX. Later we'll try a viewer-inspired Absol deck with Cofagrigus. John wins the coin flip, making me go first. I start Squawkabilly and I bench a Roaring Moon EX. I play Pokegear, I'm only looking for Carmine. I find other supporters, but I just decide to leave them in the deck since I'm going to Squawk and seize this hand away. I go ahead and throw the whole hand away and draw 6 new cards. I don't find anything else that I want to add, and I pass the turn. John has started Pheasantipony, and he's going to play Nest Ball. This is going to allow him to find Impidimp. Pheasantipony's not usually played in Grimmsnarl very often, but John wanted to play it, so he's going to attach Dark Energy to the Pheasantipony so that it'll be able to retreat the following turn if needed, and he passes the turn. My turn, I bench the second Roaring Moon, put down Petron EX, and play Nest Ball. The idea of pairing Kangaskhan in this deck is that you can get it to the active to draw 2 cards each turn. Here we're going to see the Latios, which is going to give me the free retreat that I need to be able to make that happen. Now the only thing I'm missing is the Kangaskhan. I'm going to go ahead and play Iono and reset both our hands. And with that, I've drawn the Mega Kangaskhan EX. Its run errand ability, once per turn when it's in the active, you can draw 2 cards. The ability can't be used more than once, so you can't abuse 2 copies at the same time. I'm going to play Secret Box. This is going to allow me to find a supporter, item, tool, and stadium. The only stadium in the deck currently is the Cycling Road. I found Ancient Booster Capsule as the tool, Sada, and then Vessel as the item. I'm going to go ahead and put the Kangaskhan down, use the free retreat of Latios to get it to the active, and use its ability to draw 2 cards. And if I needed to attack this turn, the Pecharunt would let me put Roaring Moon into the active. I'm going to play Vessel and find 2 energy. Then the Cycling Road has the ability to discard 1 basic energy and draw a card, so that's what I do. And then I attach for turn to the Roaring Moon. I couldn't play the Sada since I had already Iono that turn. John's turn, he's going to bump my Stadium with Artisan, and he benches Snowrunt. He's debating whether he should have played the Artisan, but it doesn't really help me, and it's fine for him. He was debating if maybe he should have used the Cycling Road, but I don't think he has enough energy that he really wants to discard 1 just to draw 1 card. He benches the Monkey Dory off of the Artisan, and now he's going to consider what he wants to do for the rest of the turn. He doesn't really want to leave the Pheasantipony in the active and risk giving up 2 prizes. He's going to think about putting Dark Energy on the Impidimp before putting it on the Monkey Dory, because it's just not worth drawing the 1 card with the Impidimp and then losing it to a knockout. With that, he's going to pass the turn. In my turn, I'm going to draw 2 off the Kangaskhan. It's kind of crazy being able to draw 2 extra cards in a turbo deck like this. I'm going to play Ultra Ball, discarding 2 Dark Energy just to find another Roaring Moon, just thinning out the deck a little bit. Then I'm going to play Sada, getting the Dark Energies on the Roaring Moon and draw 2. Now I just need to attach for turn to the Roaring Moon to be able to attack. I'm going to put 2 booster capsules onto my Roaring Moons, so now they gain 60 HP and they're unaffected by status conditions. I attach for turn, and the Pecharunt does usually poison, but because of the booster capsule, the Roaring Moon's not poisoned. And with that, I'm going to use the Calamity Storm attack, discarding the Stadium and taking the knockout on the Pheasantipony and the first 2 prize cards of the game. John promotes the Snowrunt. So he's going to play down Badoo, Air Balloon, and retreat into it. He doesn't really have any other play, so he's just going to try to slow me down at the moment. Does 20 damage with Itchy Pollen due to Roaring Moon's Grass weakness. My turn, I'm going to go ahead and free retreat into the Kangaskhan, use its ability before using Pecharunt to move Roaring Moon back to the active. And here I'm just pointing out to John that the reason that it's not poisoned is because of the booster capsule. Attach return to the benched Roaring Moon. I can't play any items, I have a handful of them, but I am just going to boss up the Impidimp and take the knockout with Calamity Storm. John's going to find the Frostlass, which is going to be putting a lot of damage counters in play between turns. He's going to play Super Rod just to shuffle some pieces back into the deck. And we can see his hand there, Energy Switch. I didn't see the other card, but he He wasn't able to take any other action, so he just passes the turn. We put 10 damage counters on all these ability Pokemon. I'm going to do the same thing, move the Kangaskhan, draw 2, use the Petron to move the Roaring Moon back, and have a pretty full hand. And while I still can't play items, I can boss up this Frostlass. And that's just going to be one prize card. John moves the Badoo back, and he's going to try to Iona me down to 2, and see if he can find something to get going here. He does find an Impidimp to put down. And then he's going to check his hand. He has a Monkey Dory with another Dark Energy. He can move the 10 damage counters. He's just going to try to figure out where he wants to put them. So he puts them on the active Roaring Moon, and then does Itchy Paw and putting it up to 70 damage. On my turn, I'm going to do the same thing, move the Kangaskhan into the active with the free retreat of Latios, then Petron the Roaring Moon back to the active, and take the knockout on the Badoo with Calamity Storm. John goes ahead and promotes the Impidimp. His biggest chance here is to find Rare Candy Grimmsnarl, but even that won't be enough to take the knockout, and he realizes it's just not going to happen. This second game, we're going to be trying out the Absol deck with the Cofagrigus engine. We have this Cofagrigus that has the Law of the Underworld attack that does 6 damage counters onto every Pokemon with ability, yours and your opponent's. So the idea is you can put damage throughout the board, and the 6 damage counters is just what you need to take knockouts with Absol. This also puts damage on your Monkey Dories that can move damage to the opponent's side of the field. John's going to be playing the Mega Kangaskhan Roaring Moon deck. He starts Roaring Moon, Nest Balls the Kangaskhan into play, and then he's going to play Ultra Ball. He already has the Petron EX on the bench, so he's just needing to find the Latias to start the little loop of drawing a lot of cards. And we see he finds that with the Ultra Ball, and he's going to go ahead and do that. He moves the Kangaskhan to the active, draws 2, and then he plays Secret Box. So he has 4 cards in hand, so he's only going to get to keep 1. So we're going to try to figure this out together. What's the best thing to keep? At first, I'm thinking maybe keep the Dark Energy because of the Cycling Road. It'll let him draw another card. But I just don't think... we're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out the best way to do this. And even then, we get it wrong. So he's going to search the cards that he needs. Sada, Cycling Road, Ancient Booster Capsule, and the Vessel. So after we do this, we decide that we'd rather keep the Ultra Ball. And so first off, we're going to start with this Vessel here and throw away the Booster Capsule. There is a Binding Mochi in the deck that we probably should have searched and discarded instead. I'm not sure if it was prized or not. So we find the 2 Darkness Energy, and then we're going to play Cycling Road. That's going to allow us to discard energy and draw a card. I'm not really sure if it was worth it, since we're probably going to have to Ultra Ball that card away. And that's what happens. So we have to end up throwing a Boss away when the deck only plays 2 Boss. There's the Roaring Moon. The deck also plays 3 Pokemon, Catcher as Gus, so there's still options throughout the game for that. He's going to Sada and get 2 Dark Energy and draws 3 cards. And with that, he has to pass the turn. On my side, I still have 2 Monkey Dories and a Yamask. I put an energy on the second Monkey Dory, and I'm going to use Cycling Road, throwing away a Psychic Energy to draw a card, and then I'm just forced to pass. We're playing Psychic Energy in the deck now because of Cofagrigus' attack, and it allows the Monkey Dory to attack also. And since the deck's playing 4 Crispin, it can charge up the Mega Absol as soon as it's put down by putting a Dark Energy and a Psychic Energy on it. On John's turn, he's playing Vessel, searching more energy, using Pokegear, just trying to turbo through that deck and find everything. He adds a Carmine to hand, not very useful, but might come up later. And with that, he's gonna... we realized that he had Earthen Vessel, he accidentally put the Darkness Energies in the discard pile. He attaches for turn and does all his abilities and then passes. My turn, I draw the trolley, so I'm going to be able to find some more Pokemon here. I get down to the second Yamask, third Monkey Dory, and here I'm trying to decide if I want to do another Monkey Dory Yamask. I settle for Pheasantipity, which is a little risky putting the 2 prizer in play when I don't know that I'm actually going to need it yet. But I'm thinking where I'm going to evolve into this Cofagrigus and attach energy and start using that attack, he's probably going to need to knock it out. So I'm thinking I'll get to draw with that Pheasantipity. That Law of the Underworld attack is going to do 6 damage counters to all the Pokemon with abilities, so that's a lot of damage counters put in play, but also 6 on a lot of my Pokemon also. Now it's John's turn. He's going to go ahead and use the Kangaskhan to draw 2. He's going to think here for a second and try to figure out what he wants to do. So he's going to put Booster Capsule on the Roaring Moon that had 2 energy before he plays Iono. So it resets both our hands. We're both still at 6 prizes, so we're both just setting up at this point. Haven't got anywhere. So there's the dark energy he needed to attack. He has the free retreat, and Calamity Storm won't have to discard the stadium here because Cofagrigus is weak to dark. So it's already going to be doing 200 damage anyways. So he takes the first prize card. I'm going to promote the Pheasantipede and draw. I draw the Absol for turn. I'm going to attach dark energy to one of the Monkey Dories. And here I have access to flip the script, so I'm going to draw 3 cards. I use Artisan, discarding his Stadium, and then I'm going to use it to find another Yamask. I debate a lot whether if I should use Mind Bend in this game, but there doesn't really seem to be a good opportunity. With him having the free retreat, he can just get out of the confusion instantly. With that, I'm just going to pass the turn. And John's going to do the free retreat, draw 2, and then use the Petulant just to move it back. Doesn't even worry about poison because of the tool card. It's just insane for Roaring Moon to be able to just draw 2 extra cards every turn now. He takes a knockout on the Pheasantipede with the Calamity Storm, discarding the Stadium. I promote Monkey Dory. And noticeably, John's now down to 3 prize cards remaining, so it's going to be risky for me to ever get that Absol into play now. That's part of the problem with the Pheasantipede in the deck. 2 prize liability along with the single prizers just makes the Absol a little worse. I go ahead and bench it, hoping that he just doesn't find the Gus next turn. I'm going to play Ultra Ball, get a Cofagrigus down. And here's where I'm really debating the Mind Bend, but I just know it's not going to matter with the Latios retreat. So I'm going to play Iono, draw 3, I draw 6, he draws 3. And I am going to be able to move some damage counters around with these Monkey Dories at some point this turn. There's the Vessel. I'm going to debate if I need the Psychic Energy or not. I decided to just go with 2 Darkness. That's just to line up crisp and better by leaving, I believe there's 2 Dark and 2 Psychic left in the deck at this point now. Seriously debating this Mind Bend, but I know it's just ineffective, so I'm going to take time. We're talking it over and think if there's anything else I should do before just attaching for turn to the Absol so that next turn I can use it. I'm going to use 2 Monkey Dories to completely clean up one of the Monkey Dories and put it all on one of the Roaring Moons. That puts 6 damage counters on all his Pokemon, so this Absol can one-shot anything at this point. And here it is again, draw 2, move the Roaring Moon right back to the active. And right here, John notices that the Monkey Dory is weak to darkness. I didn't. I thought that it was going to be a little bit harder for him to knock out. He's going to Sada. He just gets 1 energy. He doesn't want to tie up any extra energy on the active Roaring Moon, even though he does play Energy Switch. He doesn't see any value in it at this point. And he's just thinking if there's anything he should do before attacking, and that's it. Calamity Storm does 200 due to weakness. I'm going to move the Absol up. I just need 1 energy on it to be able to take the knockout on this active. He's down to 2 prizes, so the 3 prize liability doesn't even matter at this point. I'm going to attach the Energize just to get it out of my hand before Ionoing him to 2. The Absol has the Doom Period attack that one-shots anything that has 6 damage counters, but it does only hit the active, so I'm going to move some damage counters to the Pheasantipede and then knock out that Roaring Moon. Now all John needs is to find an energy, and he'll be able to win this game. Right now he doesn't have it. He flips the script and still doesn't have it. But here he's going to be able to play that Carmine, which is going to discard his hand and draw 5. And with that, he is going to find the energy to be able to take the knockout and take the game. Pretty fun.